Hatshepsut, Egypt's female pharaoh, and her enduring legacy. Among the pantheon of ancient Egypt's pharaohs, few figures are as fascinating or as complex as Hatshepsut. As one of the very few women to rule Egypt as pharaoh, Hatshepsut defied traditional gender roles and left a legacy marked by political stability, monumental architecture, and bold self-presentation. Her reign, during the New Kingdom's 18th dynasty, was both prosperous and unconventional. Yet her stepson and successor, Thutmose III, attempted to erase her from history, complicating her legacy for centuries to come. Background and rise to power. Hatshepsut was born around 1507 BCE to Pharaoh Thutmose I and his principal wife Ahmose. She was married to her half-brother Thutmose II, with whom she had a daughter, Neferur. Upon Thutmose II's death, his son by a secondary wife, Thutmose III, was too young to rule. Hatshepsut initially acted as regent, but eventually declared herself pharaoh, adopting the full regalia and titles of kingship, even portraying herself as male in statues and reliefs. This move was unprecedented. While queens had wielded influence before, no woman had assumed full pharaonic authority with such boldness. Hatshepsut legitimized her rule through religious claims, asserting that the god Amunias-Ra had foretold her kingship. Possible opposition and legitimacy challenges. Though no surviving Egyptian text directly records opposition to Hatshepsut's assumption of power, it is very likely that resistance existed, particularly among traditionalists in the royal court, priesthood, and military elite. Egypt had no clear precedent for a woman ruling alone as pharaoh, and Hatshepsut's decision to elevate herself from regent to sovereign would challenge long-held gender and dynastic norms. Her use of divine justification, claiming Amunias-Ra had chosen her, and gradual adoption of masculine royal iconography suggest that she anticipated and navigated political resistance with care. The later campaign by Thutmose III to erase her from the historical record may reflect lingering resentment or discomfort with her reign, hinting at underlying tensions that may have been suppressed during her lifetime. Accomplishments during her reign. Hatshepsut's reign, which lasted about 22 years, c. 1479 to 1458 BCE, was marked by peace, economic prosperity, and impressive building projects. Unlike many pharaohs who focused on military expansion, Hatshepsut invested in infrastructure, trade, religion, and the arts, strategies that left a deep and lasting impact on Egypt. Architectural innovation. Hatshepsut initiated one of the most ambitious building programs in Egyptian history. Her most iconic monument is her mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri, a grand, terrace structure built into the cliffs of western Thebes. Designed by her close advisor and architect Sennemut, the temple featured colonnades, detailed reliefs, and sanctuaries honoring Ammonius and herself. She also erected two massive obelisks at Karnak Temple, one of which still stands today. Additionally, she restored and embellished many temples that had been damaged during previous foreign invasions. Revival trade. Hatshepsut revitalized Egypt's economy through expansive trade. The most famous example is her expedition to the land of Punt, depicted in elaborate reliefs at Deir el-Bahri. The mission brought back goods such as gold, ivory, ebony, myrrh trees, exotic animals, and incense, resources that were not only economically valuable, but also had religious and cultural significance. This trade strengthened Egypt's wealth and its standing as a dominant force in the region. Religious legitimacy. To solidify her authority, Hatshepsut aligned herself closely with the god Ammonias-Ra. She commissioned reliefs claiming that Ammonius had fathered her by taking the form of her father, Thutmose I. A mythological narrative meant to confirm her divine right to rule. Her support for the powerful Ammonius priesthood, including extensive temple endowments, secured the loyalty of Egypt's religious elite and promoted unity under her reign. art and propaganda. Hatshepsut mastered the use of art and iconography for political ends. She was often depicted with the full regalia of a male pharaoh, false beard, kilt, and Neem's headdress, while still occasionally using feminine language and inscriptions. This innovative self-presentation allowed her to conform to the expectations of kingship while subtly redefining them. Artistic styles flourished under her rule, with a notable emphasis on harmony, detail, and grandeur. Domestic governance. Her reign was notably peaceful and administratively sound. Egypt experienced internal stability, efficient governance, and no major wars. Her close circle of trusted officials, including Senamut and others, helped maintain an effective bureaucracy. This calm political climate allowed for sustained development, temple building, and wealth accumulation. Impact on Egypt. Hatshepsut's reign was a time of peace, prosperity, and cultural flourishing. She redefined what it meant to be a pharaoh, showing that effective leadership could transcend traditional gender boundaries. Her legacy as a builder and a promoter of trade ensured long-term benefits for Egypt's economy and religious life. She not only maintained Egypt's status but enhanced it, establishing a golden age that paved the way for the successes of her successors. Erasure by Thutmose III. After Hatshepsut's death, Thutmose III finally assumed full control. And early 20 years into his solo reign, he began a systematic campaign to erase Hatshepsut from historical memory. Her statues were smashed or removed, her name was chiseled off monuments, and she was omitted from official king lists. The reasons for this campaign remain debated. It may have been a political move to restore a clear male lineage or prevent future women from claiming the throne. Ironically, this attempt to erase her ensured her rediscovery. The damage to her monuments drew attention, and 19th and 20th century archaeologists were able to piece together her story from what remained. Today, Hatshepsut is recognized as one of Egypt's most innovative and successful rulers. Death and burial. Hatshepsut is believed to have died around 1458 BC at approximately 50 years old. While the exact cause of her death is unknown, modern examinations of a likely matching mummy suggest she suffered from bone cancer and a severe dental infection, either of which could have been fatal. Other signs of obesity and possible diabetes also point to chronic health issues late in life. Her burial site was originally KV 20 in the Valley of the Kings, a tomb she had commissioned for herself and her father. However, her mummy was later relocated, possibly for protection, and rediscovered in KV 60, where it was identified in 2007 using DNA and dental analysis. Despite later attempts to erase her legacy, she appears to have received a royal burial at the time of her death. Conclusion. Hatshepsut was more than a female pharaoh. She was a visionary who transformed Egypt through peaceful leadership, architectural brilliance, and cultural diplomacy. Her reign challenged norms and delivered lasting prosperity. Despite efforts to erase her, she remains one of the most extraordinary figures in ancient history, proving that greatness transcends the limitations of gender and time. It is also interesting to note that Thutmose III had survived Hatshepsut's reign as pharaoh despite being a political threat to her, and him being only the stepson. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe for more videos like this.